Outer Orange.
Ooh, spooky season. It's that time of the week, time for me to talk about board results. I've actually been having a lot of fun making these videos, partially why I'm making them. Things get too fuzzy for doing his pie chart business. We got a lot to discuss, mainly premium wise, but yeah, we got the Deluxe Cup Premium 2023 Tokyo top 16. So we had a bunch of stuff kind of going on here. We got the 3 Narukami, Neo Nectar, Kagero, Angel Feather, Grab Blue, Mega Colony, Mario Triangle, Dubatala, Dimension Play, Spike Brother, Shadow Paladin, Link Joker, Royal Paladin, Dark Regulars. I don't remember their exact ban list. I don't know if it matches ours. I think it might, but yeah, I mean, a lot of decks are pretty good, and I feel like, I don't know JP's side of things in terms of competition, but I know their main focus is like D. So I feel like in premium they just kind of have like more fun, but also I feel like they're kind of figuring out the meta themselves as well with everything in mind. So yeah, and they got history collection as well, so they're just kind of having a good time. So we got Katrina Overlord, Ize, Angel Feather, and we had Negerbolt in fourth. That's kind of wild to see Negerbolt in fourth. Negerbolt isn't bad per se. It's very different. It's a very different approach to Grab Blue. You have to play kind of carefully, and sometimes the deck goes against you. We can actually check out the list real quick, so let me go do that. They do have the promo over there. Ours is a little delayed, which kind of sucks actually, but here's the list. It's basically kind of like a turbo aggro build. You basically want to bind like crazy, and then you want to unbind with Bell, then you want to rebind everything and just keep applying pressure with the Vanguard because he gains a crit and 20k power to front row for I believe every 10 in your drop zone. So he just gets like insane. I believe if I remember correctly, he binds only triggers, or the other way around, he binds only normal units, but I gotta double check. I remember his exact wording. I did test this deck a little bit a while ago. For every 10 cards in your drop, so it's for every 10 cards you drop, you get 5k. Okay, shield, that's also another thing it does. There's also this mandatory bind, but it binds not everything that isn't triggers, so it bind everything else. So you do have to keep in mind you kind of lose your entire drop zone. I think this in dealing with Narukami is pretty good because Narukami kind of, it doesn't help you so much. What I mean by that is that you're already binding all your stuff and you're unbinding it, rebinding it, unbinding it, rebinding it. So it's not really an issue. The only downside to this is that you're letting Narukami draw, but the upside is like everything else. You get the pressure, the crits, all the big numbers and stuff like that. But you have to play this deck extremely carefully. This deck is very difficult to play sometimes. It's you have to constantly be thinking about your bind zone because your bind zone keeps coming back. And then this card's pretty interesting. It's just a nice little revival card. And then we have the other half, which also helps you retire and also bind stuff as well. So yeah, this kind of a really good setup. As you can see, there's a bunch of navigator stuff. They are also running the spirit here just to kind of, I guess, just actually don't remember what the V Spirit does. It's been a second. So possible one, retire rear guard out of the Samurai Spirit, call this card to rear guard, circle during turn. So basically just call it to rear and gets a little bit of power. So not too bad. But yeah, overall this deck is very interesting. It's just different. A different Grand Blue. You basically bad bounty for days. As you can see, they do run bad bounty, and then late game you want to try and go into this and hope that you didn't bind your entire drop zone, because this does go offline if you do. But they don't have another Vanguard ride. Well, they do. They have Beatrice, but they don't have like a direct Vanguard ride. So I think this is like kind of a little bit more offline. But we're running the history collection Messiah. We got the guy here, the flipper for early pressure. Just a really good overall flipper. I'm running this as well to kind of help with the little drops and setup. This is interesting. I'm not sure this is necessary, but just Kokaitis. Strike, but it's not very good. We have the Sea Breeze, I guess, just for safety. You'll notice that everything's a one of, with the exception of this. I'm assuming they just kind of want us to play it safe and just run everything that's good and just kind of roll with it. This is the Gize stuff again, and then we got Aurora is pretty popular in JP, so this isn't too surprising. And Katrina's pretty hard to deal with. Actually, I feel like our Blue actually has a good time into it, so I guess they didn't get a chance to see each other. I don't know what happened there, but this matchup isn't too terrible because you just farm perfect guards against them and you can just keep dealing with the columns. You can also now Griffin, depending on how they play. Of course, if they have the resist stuff, it's a little harder, but you can kind of deal with this matchup pretty well. I will say I think going second's a little bit harder because they can rush you down and stuff like that, but it's overall just an interesting matchup. So yeah, these are the results. I don't have much else to say. I feel like this is like their first premium results, so they're just kind of experimenting over there. WJP season 3 2023 Shanghai top 8 breakdown. So here we have 3 Jejuled, 1 Leonard, 1 Minerva, 1 Youthberg, 1 Mikazuki, and 1 Bastion. All very strong decks in here. This is with set 13 in mind, so a lot of aggression here. I will say I'm actually really excited for Bastion. I'm actually personally going to be building him. The reason why I'm excited for him is because that resist is just really nice. And I feel like this deck is always going to be kind of relevant, especially in D, because D retires hurts a lot of decks so much, and you'll notice a lot of decks stay in meta because they can retire. We're looking at one right here. This one just back row removes like crazy, so this is really nice. So I I like I like this deck actually quite a lot. And I'm actually for the first time actually gonna be playing Bastion. It's crazy, I know. But yeah, the rest makes sense. The Leonorans is the new stuff, so strong. Jejul is the new stuff, so it's pretty strong. This is the new Youthberg stuff, so also very strong. So and then these decks this deck has been relevant. This deck has still been relevant. It still can pop off like crazy. And yeah, that's basically that. Let's look at top 4. Leonoran did beat Jejul. Both Jejuls went down here to second and third. So it's interesting how that happened because I hear I've seen it a little bit, but I've also been hearing that she kind of struggles into Jejul, so I don't know what happened here. Minerva is like a good deck, but I feel like it's a little bit behind with the new stuff here in mind, so this is pretty normal to see here. So I will say I think this deck is good, but definitely a little harder to deal with. And the last but not least, we had this is the season 4 2023 Jagarada top 8s breakdown. So here's how the My Go stuff. I got 3 of them. It's actually pretty solid. We got the 2 Jejul, which makes sense. We got the 1 Minerva, 1 Mushiki, 1 Gendiva. All very good. Obviously, all decks that have topped before will continue top. Let's see what top 4 looks like. So this is what top 4 looks like. First place with the My Go stuff. We got second Minerva, third Mushiki, and we got fourth place with the Gendiva, which also honestly, like I said, all these decks kind of make sense. I don't really know how My Go goes into some of these decks. I'm not as familiar. I don't know how Mushiki does into some of these decks either as much. I know Mushiking's good, but I don't know how good it is, so I can't really give much. But I can say at least Gendiva, I think Gendiva struggles. If any of these decks have any pressure, I feel like this deck starts falling off a little bit. So that's what we're seeing here. And keep in mind, I do believe the restriction is already intact, if I remember correctly. So Gendiva is still showing results even with the restriction intact, and it was supposed to hurt this deck, and we are seeing a little bit of results. And then I think that's it after that. Actually, that is all the results. I'm actually have a shorter video today. Oh my god, that's crazy. That's actually insane. I thought I was gonna have a little bit more. Honestly, I thought there was like Costa Rica or something that happened this past weekend. Maybe it is, and the data just didn't come through yet. We're just kind of waiting on that. So maybe I'll just throw that into the next week's video with the whatever results we have then. But yeah, those are the results. We are seeing that set 13 love. We're seeing some of that premium love. It's been overall pretty healthy. I've personally actually been enjoying the game a little bit more now. I feel like things got a little bit more. Maybe it's just the decks I'm playing. I don't know. Maybe Ballista just was like being annoying. I don't really know what's been going on, but I have been enjoying playing other decks, and it's been really fun. I'm really excited for set 12. Speaking of, don't forget to shop 50cards.shop, code orange for any of your good stuff. Set 12 is dropping this upcoming week, so if you need your cards, now is the time to be pre-ordering and looking and buying and doing all your stuff. So code orange to save yourself some money. It's what I'm doing, so you should be as well, because why not save some money even if it's a little bit? It helps me, it helps the homie, it helps all of us to just keep playing cards, right? That's what we want to do. We want to play cards. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it here. Nice short video for y'all, so peace out. That's been. I'll see you guys in a future video, and thanks again for all the support. Bye.